And don't ask her if she's going to get a job, because she's going to look at you like you just in her hand. Some people have came after Jacob, and Paris knows now she is on her own. She is fending for herself. She has to take the money that she can find in Jacob's safe, and she has to go start a whole new life for herself. Who the hell is this man talking to? Now, without giving too much away, I feel like Paris at the end of this book gets the rug pulled up underneath her feet, and she just gets like slammed on her head like sumo style. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am French All's Books and I am back with a book review. Okay, this book is titled From the Privilege to the Pole by Candy Moore. This is not the first book that I've read by Candy Moore. I feel like I reviewed 2 books previously. I know one of them started off with Zaddy something. I'm gonna sit here and drop the book covers right here so you guys can see. So you can always go back. I think I dropped those book reviews maybe in the last 2-3 months or so. I know we're inching up on March, so I think I probably dropped them maybe at the beginning of January or so. I'm not sure. Regardless, the point is this author did not disappoint with this book either. Okay, the main character, homegirl, had it bad. I really didn't even know what to think necessarily about Miss Paris McDavid. Okay, Miss Paris's mother, okay, her mother was hell on wheels. So Paris's mother's name is Peaches. Okay, Miss Peaches is dating a police officer named Torian. Peaches herself is a cashier at not a restaurant, what am I talking about, she's a cashier at a grocery store. But the point is, she's not making a lot of money there. Okay, so when she meets Torian, she kind of feels like, she's willing to deal with him because she likes him, she's interested in him, but also he's going to be the one putting money on the table, really. So she likes him because she knows he'll be able to provide and put food on the table. Torian is a creep, okay? Torian has a thing for Paris, and when a situation arises and Peaches has to decide who is she gonna believe between Torian and Paris, Peaches is very quickly like, well, I guess you're gonna have to leave. She does not care. This is her teenage daughter. She's like, listen, you basically are grown. You need to go ahead and start living on your own anyway. I don't know what to tell you, but you gotta go, and my man is going to stay. I was not surprised because there are some others out here that are like that will put a man before their daughter with no question about it. Okay, so when Peaches ends up in a situation where not Peaches, what am I talking about? Paris ends up in a situation where she ends up in the hospital. And who is in the hospital bed beside her? None other than Mr. Jacob, okay? She does not know exactly who Jacob is at first, but as they end up getting to know each other, they exchange phone numbers before they leave out of the hospital. Jacob is very well known. He was on a reality TV show. Jacob has money. And when he finds out that Miss Paris is basically homeless and is living in a hotel at this point, he takes her under his wing. They fall in love. They get married. Everything is good until it's not, okay? They get married very quickly. Obviously, barely anyone is even at the wedding. Paris, she loves her husband, but she knows she doesn't really fully know her husband. She knows that her husband shows love and affection through buying gifts and things. He doesn't mind spoiling her. But there's a lot of secrets that he has going on. Like sometimes he's just irrationally angry. Sometimes he just starts yelling at her for no reason. Sometimes he accuses her of things that she's like, where did you even pull that from? And he's like, oh, I don't know. And he just acts like it's just, let's just skip over that. Let's just act like it didn't happen. He even has 2 offices in his house, which, he is a businessman. He's an entrepreneur. He's a socialite. There's no cap on how many offices he can have in his home. But he has an office downstairs and he has an office upstairs. And Paris isn't even allowed to see what's in the office upstairs. Like, she's never been able to open the door. She's never been able to look in there. He is super secretive and private to the point where it is very clear Paris is scared to even try and peek her head in there on her own. A series of unfortunate events comes about, and Paris, a series of unfortunate events comes about, and Paris finds herself yet again on her own. Some people have came after Jacob, and Paris knows now she is on her own. She is fending for herself. She has to take the money that she can find in Jacob's safe, and she has to go start a whole new life for herself. She ends up in this kind of a shady apartment complex. She meets a young lady named Cassidy. Now, Cassidy has children that have gotten taken away from her. Cassidy's kind of just living off the system. She's getting disability checks. Nobody even knows what Cassidy's disability is, because homegirl seems like she has it all together. She's clearly okay up top, so nobody's really knowing what this girl's disability is. She is one of those people that is happily living off the system, living off of the government, and she's happy with it. Okay, she's fine. She doesn't want anything better. And don't ask her if she's going to get a job, because she's going to look at you like you just in her hand. Okay, she's not playing like that. She helped put Paris on with a job. Okay, but from their first interactions, I knew that Cassidy was going to become Paris's biggest hater at some point in time. Okay, I really saw it coming. And as the storyline develops, okay, there is a young man named Chaos that takes a lot of attention and liking to Paris. Cassidy is in this delusional relationship with this man. It's a very one-sided relationship, because Chaos, he does not find an attraction to Cassidy. He's kind of just like, oh, Tinkerbell? Like, that girl is skin and bones. Like, I'm not interested, whatever, because he's interested in Paris. So Cassidy kind of puts herself in this one-sided beef with Paris on some like, what were you talking to my man for? And Paris is like, who are you talking about? Like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Chaos is exactly what his name would make you believe he is. This man is as chaotic as they come, and not like Chaotic from Love and Hip Hop. Chaos was a character that I was unsure of how I even felt about him. This man has dibbled and dabbled in having drug addictions. He dibbles and dabbles in being a womanizer. Chaos is just very hectic. And a lot of his approaches when he was talking to Paris, I'm like, who the hell is this man talking to? Now, without giving too much away, I feel like Paris at the end of this book gets the rug pulled up underneath her feet, and she just gets like slammed on her head like sumo style, because she can't trust anybody at this point. By the end of the book, I didn't know who I thought certain people were. I didn't know. I can't predict what's going to happen in book 2. And I actually like that. I like that I have no clue what's going to happen, because there are so many ways this author can take this book. I'm excited to see like what direction it goes in. All I know is Cassidy is exactly how I felt she was, but she's an even bigger hater than I thought she was going to be. I don't even know what to say without giving away too much. All I know is this author did her thing on this book. That's all I could say at this point. It was a 5 out of 5 star. You know this book was on Kindle Unlimited, because I read specifically Kindle Unlimited books predominantly, okay? This book was available. It took me maybe less than 3 hours to read. I want to say that it was less than 150 pages, I want to say. So, you're definitely going to binge read this book. I promise. It's one of those books where you'll sit down and you'll start reading and you'll be like, where's part 2? But I believe that part 2 is already available. So there's that. If you have ever read a book by Candy Moore, please drop the title below. I need more book recommendations. My to be read list is like to the roof and down to the basement, but I still want to keep reading more books. So I absolutely love this book. If you have not already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I am coming with book reviews nonstop. If you go ahead and look down at my channel, I I have book reviews lined up at this point for about a month and a half in advance. And my thought process on that is so that people can be able to see what books I'm intending on reading, and then they can start reading the book. And by the time they read actually watch the book review, they won't feel like, oh, she spoiled the book, or we can sit here and actually have that dialogue basically in the comments of how we felt about the characters. So I am super excited about that. I do have a book that's dropping in a couple of months. It's coming in May. It is called Obsessed with the Trauma Nurse. You have a young man that gets into a car accident, and from the moment he wakes up out of his coma, he's not looking for his wife. He is looking for the nurse that helped take care of him, okay? And his obsession with her goes from I'm just interested to I'm about to find her, okay? It's available for 99 cents on Amazon, okay? Super excited for this year. I have books coming for days. I'm super excited about all the books I'm going to be reading. I'm just hype, you guys. So thank you so much for watching this video and for coming to my channel, and I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.